Texas League Baseball is next. And welcome into the North region of Texas League Baseball as we get set for this third game of 6 between the visiting San Antonio Missions, the first half South Division champions, and your Frisco RoughRiders. We now take it down for Jonathan as he will bring us tonight in our live broadcast. Take it away, John.
Well, thank you, Bob. Welcome in, one and all, to our live presentation of MLB 23, the show, as we have our third game of the 6-game set between the first half South Division champions, your San Antonio Missions, taking on your home team, Frisco RoughRiders. Two teams continue the series tomorrow night for a Friday night matinee at 7:05, Saturday at 7:05 as well. And do believe our 1 o'clock first pitch, or correction, Sunday evening at 6:05, we will conclude the 6-game set with San Antonio. And Missions, after this game, will head back on the road going home to take on their next-door neighbor rival, the Corpus Christi Hooks, in a 6-game set. Before 12 on the road, as the first stop of 6 will head to Arkansas. Second 6 will be with Springfield up in the North Division. Go online now, as we can purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, download MLB First Pitch, as you can follow all AA, AAAs, and even lower A-level baseball. You can download that on any smartphone, Google Play, or even the Apple Store, which best phones and everything has it right there and available. Well, we welcome you live to our pregame show, and gotta say, San Antonio in a 2-game winning streak as they win the first 2 against San Antonio, and tonight could be the third here on this Thirsty Thursday. I'm also joined in the booth by my partner, Bob. Good evening.
Good evening, John. Thank you for having me.
2 games in a winning streak. San Antonio winning their 51st last night for a Wednesday night. And is San Antonio going to win this one?
Well, I hope they could get up to a 52nd. That would be really cool if they can, or if Frisco can literally get some games going, because they're being left behind against all the other ball clubs that are 40s right there, like Amarillo, Midland, and Corpus Christi. I mean, as you can see, that the Hooks are now holding on to that 4th place position, and the RoughRiders down in last place in the North. So far, the RoughRiders, they trail 13.5 games against the San Antonio Missions. And boy, they are trailing big time in this South Division here tonight. For the North Division, we look at the Arkansas Travelers winning last night against the Springfield Cardinals. And I gotta say, Springfield really took a whooping in a final score of 5-4 on a Wednesday night like that. I gotta say, Bob, you're absolutely right. The Arkansas Travelers pick up their 55th of the season, and so far they are doing really good up in the North. For the Tulsa Drillers, they will trail 6.5 games, maybe 7, against Arkansas. Springfield not too far behind the Tulsa Drillers, as they are 42-44 of the season. The Northwest Arkansas Naturals is 37-49. They trail just
4 or 5.5 games back against the Cardinals, as they are 37-49 of the year. Wichita down in last place as 34-50 of the season, so they're not doing good at all. And so far, as you could tell, that 3-on-3 ball clubs at the end of this regular season, they will be eliminated, and it'll be the Final Four. That is, San Antonio, Amarillo, Arkansas, and Tulsa will be the remainder of the four. Well, I mean, let me say that again. They'll be the remainder of the four. And I know I'm stuttering just a little bit, but it's me trying to practice a little bit. But evidently the Final Four ball clubs will move on to the Texas League South Division playoffs and also the North Division playoffs. Arkansas and Tulsa will go head-to-head. San Antonio and Amarillo have a great possibility of going head-to-head. But it's just the question is, Bob, that whoever takes that second place position will be in the Final Four of the season.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, it's always important to claim the first and second place positions. If you have a position where you get up to second place, you'll be safe from elimination. But if you're down in third, fourth, or even fifth place, you're risking everything and you're in the elimination zone as it already is. At the end of this season, if you don't pick up the second place position, you're better off being eliminated right there, here and there in this one.
My thoughts exactly, Bob. But anyway, I will say that we will continue through the next couple of months. Can't even believe that we are getting close to August. Can you believe how fast the season has flown right by us? I felt like yesterday it was opening day.
Yeah, I know. This season has gone by really quick in the games, and it's been a really fast pace. But we're in this game to win an important championship, and that's for San Antonio to get in there and try to preserve a Texas League title of 2023. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Bob. I will say it is very important to claim the trophy. 2021, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals will pick up the Texas League trophy and its title. As of 2022, the Frisco RoughRiders claimed the Texas League title, and so far for this year in 2023, the San Antonio Missions could have a good chance of winning this season and claiming it as their own. I mean, as you look at how many years it's been, San Antonio did not win a Texas League title since 2011. And that is just one of the most hardest things that you can ever think of getting up in the AA Texas League and saying, wow, it's been 12 years since the last Texas League title, and really it's this year sometime that San Antonio is going to try to preserve a Texas League pennant, and hopefully it'll come out to this year sometime. I mean, hopefully we're going to see what's going on, and whether if we take down the final two ball clubs that will stand in the way of the championship, but it's pretty much a 3 against San Antonio at the end. So the Final Four will still be standing. As we've already mentioned, San Antonio, Amarillo, Arkansas, and Tulsa will be the last remainder of the four.
Now, I will say Midland does not trail far from Amarillo. They are 42 and 44 of the season, with Springfield 42 and 44 of the year, not trailing far behind the Tulsa Drillers. Somebody could take the second place position, and it may be a pretty good one if somebody gets in there and they can easily take that second place position.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, it's gonna be fun to see what happens at the end of this year, but I do promise you it's gonna be a pretty good one.
I agree, Bob. Well, thank you for listening to our pregame show. We are live after this commercial message right here, AA Frisco. Alrighty, we got our right-hander Cole Wynn, who is coming in this ball game to start us off in the third of this 6-game set, as he is 6'2", 190 pounds, and age 23. We'll get the ball for the RoughRiders here this evening. Well, stepping in for San Antonio is center fielder Tim Lopes, as he comes in and about ready to go. The first pitch by Wynn, and that one is high and outside for ball one, and we are underway here this evening. Well, got all of our ball clubs going. San Antonio at Frisco, Wichita at Amarillo, Midland at Corpus Christi, Arkansas at Springfield, and Tulsa at Northwest Arkansas. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder, as we are underway at 7:15 here tonight. Now one line drive right there, and that will go out of play and foul. So the count still remains the same at 1-2. That one is high fly in the air. Second baseman will be under it as he makes the play, and that's a quick out, number 1. Well, the time now, let's give the visiting San Antonio Missions the starting lineups. And Bob, winning 2 on the road, will they win a third?
I hope they could win a third for this one. It's gonna be pretty good if they could get things going and get something started here tonight here at Frisco.
Evan Mendoza, the shortstop, will come in as he covers the shortstop area for the injured teammate. That is Wander Javier.
Well, any report on his condition? He's had a bad fractured knee, and I think he's back in San Antonio resting.
Yeah, I gotta say, he might be watching here live as a ball game, and pretty much he could watch us from our first pitch app or here on YouTube live. And he's like, man, I wished I didn't get injured. I'd be with my teammates on the field and this and that. Just having a good time and enjoying the atmosphere of a beautiful night. I mean, really, it's good to have a good evening here at the ballpark. Right there up to right center, and that's getting through for a base hit. So San Antonio will get the first one of the night. And that's going to bring in Tirso Ornales, the right fielder. And that one is line drive up the left center, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Oh, 2 back-to-back hits by the second and third batters here tonight. And that'll bring in the first baseman, Juan Fernandez. Fernandez coming in, and that's going to be dribbled right there. And they will throw to first, and that's an easy 1-out hopper right there, as that will put runners at second and third, and hot corner third baseman Lucas Dunn is coming in. .515 on the average of the year over the opposition of 700, and he's had a pretty good season with San Antonio. He's had 15 home runs thus far and over 11 RBIs. Well, right there, the play has been made, as that will go to center field, and that will do. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We now head for the bottom of the first, and the Frisco RoughRiders are coming up to bat. Well, on the hill is Efrain Contreras. He's 5'10" and 210 pounds and age 23. We'll get the ball for the manager from San Antonio. Gotta say, we do have a pretty good manager out there. And that'll bring up Luis Angel Acuna coming in. Contreras, first inning and underway as he throws in his first pitch of the ball game, and that's taken in for a code strike. It's 0-1. Frisco in their home white, San Antonio in their road grays. San Antonio inscribed on the chest, and that's high fly in the air. Cantu has to move a few inches to make the grab, and he's got it for out number 1. Well, the chance now, let's give the home team starting lineups, and Bob, they lose 2 at home. Can they win a game here tonight?
Well, I gotta say, John, it's pretty hard if you can't get that ball in play for some doubtable reason. But you really gotta maintain focus on what you need to do to drive the ball out there in the gap, or even home runs. I mean, don't care what you get. You really gotta get up there and think about what you're doing.
J.P. Martinez coming in as he takes a ball down and in. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1, and he bobbles it, and that's going to go out of play and foul. And the count now is 1-2. A swing and a miss, and he gets him chasing, and that's for a strikeout, as Efrain Contreras will get the first one of the night for the Missions. And that will be a quick out number 2. Trevor Halver, the third batter, coming in as he swings and misses at the initial offering, and the count now is 0-1. 3 games left at Frisco. San Antonio will head back home to take on the rival Corpus Christi. And so far, that will start up the next week, the last week of July. And it's a 13-day road trip on the road. Arkansas and Springfield will be the 2 lead opponents in the North Division. And so far, that will be something to look forward while we go over. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. As we head to the top of the second, it's no score through 1. The designated hitter is Grant Little as he comes in. And the pitch by Wynn. That one in, and the count now is 0-1. Do apologize about the confusion of the bottom half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for Frisco. There are some times that I think they hit a base hit, but really they did not have somebody on that first. Well, we're going to go ahead and early give you Texas League scores. Wichita will lead Amarillo as they are a 1-0 lead against the Sod Poodles. as they are bottom of 3 there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. That's going to bring in the 7th batter, second baseman Jackson Merrill, as he throws one right there in the middle but outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Well, for Midland at Corpus Christi, go ahead and get you the scores for them at Bayfront Park. Here's the 2-0. And right there, right at the edge of the corner, and that's the count now, 2-1. So the Hooks lead the Rockhounds by the score 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. So pretty good right there. But that's a line drive to short, and that is a quick out. Number 2 was Jackson Merrill will get himself retired on that hit to shortstop, and that is for the out. The 8-hole cleanup hitter Albert Fabian coming in as he lines one up to left center, and that gets through for a base hit. And that's going to be a 2-out single as we continue this half inning. The catcher is Michael Cantu, as he's the 9-hole batter here tonight. So far we do miss Joshua Mears and Wander Javier, 2 of the most important San Antonio Mission players. But due to the fact that both of them are on the injured list, and they may not show back up until the end of this current season. And that's going to be line drive to right, and that gets through for a base hit. So 2 back-to-back singles with 2 away. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Tim Lopes. Going back up the roster for San Antonio. And that's going to be right there and outside for a ball, in the count now 1-0. Arkansas at Springfield, boy, they are leading 4 runs against the Cardinals, 5-1 the score. They're at Blue River Stadium in Springfield. Just got to love the name, as that goes pretty well with the Springfield Cardinals. San Antonio will be in Springfield next month, leading off 6 after Arkansas. Here's a 2-1, and that's going to be line drive, and that's going to be right there to second. They force him out, and that is a easy out play right there. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left as we now head for the bottom of the 2nd, and still no score.
Leading up for Frisco, the first baseman.
Well, the first baseman, Blaine Krim, coming in for Frisco. And a pitch. And that one right there and in for a code strike. Gets 0-1. After this 6-game set, Frisco heads to Wichita. There at the porch. RoughRiders and Wind Surge. Hopefully weather is good, unlike last year when the RoughRiders went to Wichita. They had a storm over the ballpark with golf ball to grapefruit size hail, or even baseball size. And even though people were getting pelted by hail, and that's high fly in the air, and that one is out of here. And Frisco up on the board first by the first baseman, Blaine Krim, as he comes in and rounds the bases. And it's a 1-0 RoughRiders lead. Boy, and triple digits on that speedometer, as that was a 107-mile-per-hour fastball with a exit velocity of 106.5 right there. Now that'll bring in the designated hitter, Kellen Strom, as he comes in and takes one right there and in for a code strike. It's 0-1. Boy, Springfield, they got a pretty good opportunity against the Arkansas Travelers. They got bases loaded, bottom of 3. Nobody out. And a grand slam would put them up to a 6-5 lead. Or even a tie-up. Yeah, a tie-up would be a whole lot better in the words right there. Right there, as that will be the right fielder. Tirso Ornales will make the play for out number 1. And Sandro Fabian coming in, the 6-hole batter. And pretty good right there. Well, a run in to score for Springfield. Now 5-2 as they trail 3 runs against Arkansas. Right there, a swing and a miss, and that's the count now, 0-1. Pretty good right there. Here's the 0-1. And right there is that's a count now in the count, 0-2. The 0-2. And right there, and Contreras will get another strikeout. And there's 2 away. Boy, Contreras, he's really on fire through his couple innings here on the hill. Yeah, he sure is, Bob. And right there outside, and that is called for a strike by Ty Krause. As that's a strike in the count, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Thomas Ajacey as he hits one high fly in the air. And shortstop is trying to get up to second to reinforce the second baseman, Jackson Merrill, as he'll make the play. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on as we head for the top of the 3rd, and it's Frisco 1, San Antonio 0. Well, top of the 3rd, here's the shortstop, Evan Mendoza, as he is the tying run here coming behind the plate. And that's going to be line drive back up the middle, and that gets past the pitcher, the second baseman, and shortstop, as that will go up the center. The right fielder, Tirso Ornales, coming in. And that's going to be high fly in the air up the left field as the left fielder makes a easy out and a fly, and that's 1 away. Well, Juan Fernandez coming in as he grounded out in the first. He's 0 for 1. So far, pretty good in this half inning alone, as San Antonio has the tying run coming in at first base. Well, bags are reloaded now for the Springfield Cardinals there at their ballpark. I was going to say All-American, but they're not in Arkansas tonight. They're up in Blue River Stadium. And that one's going to hit the 3rd. And he throws it away. Oh, my goodness. And that's going to be a costly error as that goes down an E5. And the tying run is now at 3rd base. Boy, and that's one thing you just do not even do. That's a car crash. Bang! And that's going to be line drive, and that's the tying run in to score on an RBI single. And it's a new score. San Antonio and Frisco are tied at 1-1. Boy, and the error that comes on Frisco gets a run in to score. And that's something that you don't want to even think about on most occasions. But right there, that's a ground hopper, and that will get the designated hitter Grant Little retired for out number 2. And now the second baseman, the 7th batter, Jackson Merrill, coming in for the Missions. That one high and outside for a ball, and the count now 1-0. Second and third for San Antonio. And they need to hit one pretty good to get 2 of those runs in to score. Well, with that being said, that will do it for this half inning. Lucas Dunn will deliver the tying run on an error against Frisco as we now head for the bottom half of the third inning. It's tied at 1-1. Well, bottom of 3, here is the 8-hole cleanup hitter for the RoughRiders is Caber Rodriguez. And the pitch right there and inside for a code strike, and it's 0-1. Contreras is already now at 20 pitches for San Antonio. And he's pitching a pretty good ball game tonight, right, Bob?
I gotta say, he is being dominant on the hill, and he's just making these outs become good on strikes.
I gotta say, you're right about that, Bob. And that's going to be line drive up to right field, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Going to first, going to second. And he's going to have the stand-up double. And should have thought that the first baseman, Juan Fernandez, was going to get that out, grabbed. Well, we got new score from Springfield there at Blue River. A run is in the score, and now they trail Arkansas just 2 of the Arkansas Travelers. Pretty good right there. That one right inside for a code strike. It's 0-1. Number 9 batter, Matt Watley, the catcher, coming in as Rodriguez, number 27, will be out there in scoring position at second. And right there and in for a code strike, it's 0-2. Still, the bases remain loaded for Springfield. They got 2 away. And a grand slam could turn it into a 8-5 contest there at Blue River. Right there and outside for a ball, and the count now 1-2. Well, gotta say, Bob, another work week fixing to get done after tomorrow. And gotta say, join us for Friday Night Baseball, 7:05. Tomorrow, Saturday, and 6:05 on Sunday. But we will be live at 7:05 on Sunday evening to bring you the final game of our 6-game set here at Frisco. Luis Angel Acuna coming in as he takes one right there, and he fouls that one off, and the count now 0-1. Boy, a walk for Springfield would be the deficit of 1 against Arkansas. And that's one thing you don't want to even do, is continue to walk the batters and load up bases.
Yeah, and that could be a real danger to the starting pitcher. He could get into serious trouble, and that could really become a big factor if he gets pulled from the game because he didn't do what the manager had asked him, and still he could get into serious trouble or get an L at the end of that one. Well, pretty much screw the bullpen as well, Bob.
JP Martinez coming in as he takes one right there, and that's going to be line drive. And that's going to get in for a base hit. The run from second is in to score. And the RoughRiders will take back the lead 2-1 against San Antonio. I've got to say the Arkansas Travelers continue to lead 5-3 against Springfield. And they will escape the bases loaded jam. I mean, that is Arkansas saying that. It could have been a whole lot dangerous if you just have an Arkansas pitcher just not delivering the pretty good fastballs in the strike zone. Yeah, that's one thing that you don't want to even do, is give a free pass to somebody that would be able to get on base and score, and that would be pretty worse right there. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he gets them. And with 3 innings complete, JP Martinez will get a run on a hit and a couple left on as we now head for the top of the 4th for San Antonio. It is the RoughRiders 2, Missions 1. We're back here after this with Albert Fabian coming in for the Missions to start the top of the 4th inning for San Antonio. Back after this, after our proud commercial messages. We're back in 3, 2, 1. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Texas League Baseball as we get set for the top of the 4th inning as Albert Fabian lead things off here in the top half of inning number 4. Cole Wynn back to work as he delivers the pitch, and that one is high fly and foul, and that's the count now, 0-1. Go ahead and give you scores as Corpus Christi in the bottom half of the 7th continue to lead against Midland 2-1. The Hooks are out in front by the 1 run against Midland. So pretty good right there. That one down and in for a cold strike, and that's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one's going to be high fly in the air up to center. And that will be out number 1 as the center fielder makes the play camped under. The catcher is Michael Cantu coming in. 2-1 our score, top of the 4th for the Missions. Right there and outside, it's a count now 1-0. Wichita leads Amarillo 1-0, top of the 4th. As Wichita threatens the Sod Poodles with 1st and 3rd, 2 away. And still looking pretty sharp after that 1-run score. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Trying to get on base and keep this thing going. High fly in the air up to left center. And that is going to be out number 2 in the center field position area.
The batter, the center fielder, Tim Lopes.
Well, the center fielder, Tim Lopes, coming in as he's 0 for 2, will pop out and a ground out. So far, got a lot of fans coming in. YouTube Live, hello there.
Nope.
Don't be shy to say hello. I don't bite. I mean, if you want me to. I'm just kidding.
You're not a mean person, John. I know you better than that.
Well, you get on my bad side, you might just get your head bitten off.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, as that will be a line drive, a fielder's choice for center fielder Tim Lopes. That'll bring up shortstop Evan Mendoza. Mendoza coming in the pitch. And that's going to be high fly in the air, and that will go out of play and foul. So the count now is 0-1. 2 for 2, 2 singles, and RBI by Mendoza. Cole Wynn up to 51 pitches for Frisco, and that's going to be line drive, and that's up the middle for a center field base hit. Tying run is at second base, the go-ahead at first. And now all you need is a base hit all the way to the wall or a home run to get this thing going. That's high fly up the left, and that will go up to the left fielder as they will strand out of danger, and that is the final out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left as we go bottom of 4, and it's 2-1 Frisco. First baseman Blaine Krim is 1 for 1, solo home run. Back in the second inning, gives the RoughRiders the 1-0 advantage against the San Antonio Missions. That one high fly in the air, and that will go out of play and foul, as that will be a sidewalk souvenir up there at the right-hand corner. That one right there and out for the count now 1-1. We gotta say, Corpus Christi going through their whole evening. And pretty good, as they are the bottom half of 7 runner in scoring position. And they are protesting a call. All 3 umpires are convening on the field. And we'll say they are hopefully thinking about what just happened. And then 1-2. And right there is strike 3 as he gets them down looking.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Kellen.
The DH is Kellen Strum. He flew out and the count now, nothing. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you're still stuttery as you were, John.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what's going on at Corpus Christi, and they're protesting the call still. And don't know if the manager has been thrown out of the ball game. But, yeah, walking by is Avalos Jr. I don't know if the manager got tossed for arguing the call, but he probably didn't. High fly in the air, Fabian will make the grab, and he's got out number 2.
Now batting, right fielder, Sandro.
Well, the right fielder, Sandro Fabian, coming in. And that's going to be high fly in the air. Easy for Fernandez to get. And he makes the play, and that's the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors. A man left as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Well, I did it again. There's nobody left on base with no hits.
Yeah, I think you're tired, John.
Well, you know, a long day as you see one. but evidently trying to get through this day like no tomorrow. That's right there as that goes foul in the count now, 0-1 as we start up the top of the fifth. Juan Fernandez will come in. Boy, the tying run for San Antonio comes in. And he'll get a rush delivery thrown to first to beat the opponent Fernandez for the first out. Third baseman Lucas Dunn was 1 for 2, single and RBI. Coming in for San Antonio here this evening. And that's going to be high fly in the air, up and right. And that is out number 2. Boy, and the outs are coming quick in this ball game. And the DH, Grant Little, struck out and ground out. Boy, we're going to take a look at some scores at Riverboat Field in Northwest Arkansas.
0-1's the count.
As they're taking on tonight the Tulsa Drillers here in Game 3. The pitch. And that's going to be high fly in the air. And that's getting down up in the right center for a base hit. Boy, the Tulsa Drillers there at Riverboat Field lead Northwest Arkansas 5-0, bottom of 4. Gotta say, pretty good for the Drillers. And so far, it's pretty good. Right there and in for a ball, and the count now 1-0. Jackson Merrill flied out, line out, 0 for 2 of this ball game. Hello, El Kraken. Hello there. And right there and in for a code strike, and it's the count now 1-1. 2 away runner at first for San Antonio. It's a 1-run trailing ball game for the Missions. So far, so good in this Thursday night. And that's the line drive past the second baseman. And that is a base hit to right. Boy, and they're doing it again just like they did in the last inning. As they're coming in with the bunches of hits. And that's one thing that you probably don't want to even contest with. And that's going to be thrown down, and the tying run in to score. And it's a 2-2 tie. And as we look at this instant replay, the runner from second is in to score on an RBI single. And that ties up the ball game with a run. And that's going to be line drive, and it'll be flipped right to second, and that's the force out to end the inning. Well, Albert Fabian gets a run on a couple of base hits, no errors, 2 left. As we go now to the bottom of the fifth, and it's a tie here tonight at Statesman's Park in Frisco. Have you ever tried zone hitting? Oh yeah, I've tried that before. Well, here is Thomas Ajacey as he comes in and takes a code strike right there. And it's the count now 0-1. Bottom of 5 and a 2-2 tie, and that was right there at the inside corner. For a code strike, it's 0-2 as you hear a groan from the audience. And they do not like that appeal to call by Ty Krause. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he gets them. And first one out here in the bottom of 5 as Efrain Contreras will collect another strikeout for San Antonio. That'll bring up the 8-hole cleanup hitter, Caber Rodriguez. As he hits one high fly, a souvenir. And somebody will get that ball out there. And that's the count now, 0-1. Well, it looks like Tulsa gets a run. It is now 6-0 as somebody on the Tulsa defense hits a home run. And they lead against Northwest Arkansas 6-0. That one right there up the center as center fielder Tim Lopes is running. And that'll bring in Matt Watley. Have you tried pinpoint pitching? Oh yeah, I tried that too. The pitch. And that one is high and inside for a code strike. It's 0-1. Boy, so far so good here in this ball game. A 2-2 tie. And tonight it's anybody's ball game. Whether if San Antonio wins their 52nd of the year, or if Frisco wins the 39th of the year, I mean, that's going to be really good right there. Right there, that's the count now. 1-2 as that is out and the foul ground. The count now is still at 1-2. The pitch. And right there, he did not hold up, and Krause grills Watley as he shakes his head and he heads off back to the bullpen in just disbelief. So we now head for the top of the 6th inning. We are still tied at 2 in this one. Center fielder Tim Lopes coming in as we start up the San Antonio top of the 6th. And that one's going to be high and outside for a ball, and the count now 1-0. Boy, Bob and I, we are enjoying our away game series here at Frisco, and so far we are packing up the bus after this 6-game set. We head back to San Antonio to take on the rival of IH-38 South, and that is the Corpus Christi Hooks. That one is inside for ball 3, and the count now 3-1. Shortstop Evan Mendoza will await on deck. And here's the 3-1. And that's a full count at 3-2 strikes. 3-2. And that's going to be line drive to center, and that gets through for a base hit. Boy, pretty good, fantastic finesse on that fastball. He got it right where he wanted it, and that's where he delivered. Yeah, that is absolute truth right there, Bob. A finesse of a big, big thing, and that's how you get going in the ball game. Well, the manager now coming out to relieve Cole Wynn out of the ball game, and so far he's the winner. If the bullpen can salvage what is left of this game. And left-hander Cody Bradford will step in on the hill for the Frisco RoughRiders, as he is 6'4", 197 pounds, and age 25 as he starts in relief. Mendoza will meet him for the first time around as he takes a ball down and in. It's 1-0. Well, so far so good in this ball game, and it's a pretty good one. And yes, the crazy people with their loud cars always does something going. Right there in shortstop as he will drift up to left center to make the easy play, and he's got it for out number 1. Well, Tirso Ornelas, the right fielder, is a 1 for 3 as he singled in the in the first inning. You wished it was the last inning, you bushwhacker. Do you even know what a bushwhacker is? Well, I could tell you it's somebody out there that would steal bushes from somebody else's home. You do got a valid point right there, Bob. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away, runner at first. And that's going to be high fly in the air, and that's going to go out of play and foul. So the count now at 1-1. 2-2 or tie in the top of the San Antonio 6. And that's going to be line drive, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Runner passes second, and he's headed to third. Boy, he's getting in there. So now the tie-breaking run is 90 feet away on an RBI single. And that's a scoring opportunity there at third. Boy, and San Antonio is really hitting them hard-hit balls. 13 hits so far for the Missions as they try to get things going here tonight.
Hey, John.
Yeah,
We got an update from the San Antonio metropolitan area.
oh, what's that?
They're trying to move the San Antonio Spurs to Austin. Have you ever heard about that?
I have heard on the news last night in Abilene, they were reporting that the Missions would be getting moved up to Austin. And so far, they're trying to build a AAA stadium for San Antonio to come in.
So, once again, they're trying to get rid of AA.
Well, I hope they don't, because we would have to go up and... Well, if it was to happen, Wichita would have to go up to AAA level as well. And that would mean that Midland, Corpus Christi, Frisco, and Amarillo would be the South Texas League, while Tulsa, Springfield, Northwest Arkansas, and Tulsa would be the North Division teams.
Nope, that's the ball.
Did you say Arkansas on there?
Maybe I did. Well, Lucas Dunn coming in as he's got a bases-loaded jam opportunity. And the pitch. And that's going to be high fly in the air. And that won't be enough for a tag-up, as that's going to be a no-go on that one. The designated hitter is Grant Little. 1 for 3, single and a run. And looking to get a base hit that will untie this tie. And that right there, they will get him out. And that will be it there at home plate, as that will conclude the inning. Will we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning? It's still tie as they escape the bases loaded jam for the RoughRiders. And we now head for the bottom of 6 for Frisco. It's still tied at 2. Luis Angel Acuna coming in for the RoughRiders, as that's going to be high fly in the air. Jackson Merrill not far away to grab this one, as he'll make the play for out number 1. So, yeah, I have heard that San Antonio is trying to get rid of the Spurs, and they would be going up to Austin. Austin from San Antonio is at least 72 miles from the metropolitan area, and they're trying to expand the area for a new baseball stadium for the Missions.
Well, I hope they don't get things going. But what is wrong with the new stadium that we have? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't understand why they would want this so badly. I mean, what's wrong with the stadium we got?
Well, a lot of people say, ooh, this stadium is old, it might be rat infested or whatever.
Oh, that's a bunch of hogwash. Everybody knows that's fake news.
You're not kidding, Bob. Trevor Hauver coming in on a no-out triple.
Nope.
Your eyes are deceiving you, John. It's a one-out triple for the RoughRiders. Okay, I guess I've had a long day, or I don't know what.
Outside, that's the ball.
2 balls, no strikes to Trevor Hauver as he takes one right there and in. With the count now 2-0. Here's a pitch. And right there. Throw down to the plate. They don't get him. And the RoughRiders will untie the tie. It's now 3-2 Frisco. First baseman Blaine Krim coming in for the RoughRiders. And that's going to be high fly in the air. Cantu not far from the plate. Makes the grab. That's out number 2.
Now the designated hitter, Kellen.
Well, the designated hitter, Kellen Strom, is 2 flyouts of this game, is 0 for 2. So far, this game is a trailing score for the Missions at 1. The pitch. And that's going to be line drive, and that's out of play. So the count now is no balls, 2 strikes. So far, back in 2019, AAA team up in San Antonio tried to get a AAA baseball stadium, but evidently the mayor of San Antonio was more interested in soccer. We're back after that to discuss that as we go to the top of the 7th coming up. Well, the number 7 batter, Jackson Merrill, is 1 for 3, single in the 5th. As it's 3-2 here in the stretch inning of this ball game. That one down and in on a changeup, and the count 0-1. Well, the San Antonio mayor pretty much likes the soccer team, and they brought up AAA for the first time in 2019 and 20. Evidently, just 2019 alone was a AAA experience for San Antonio, as they were part of the Milwaukee Brewers organization under the AAA Pacific Coast League. Amarillo was the proud affiliation of the San Diego Padres during the year that they were in the Texas League under that affiliation. And so far now we are back to being a AA team for San Antonio, and it's a pretty good way of coming back, and well, pretty much our affiliation was returned to us from the Sod Poodle country. The number 9 hitter, Michael Cantu, is 1 for 3, single in the 2nd. Now, you know how much it is to build a stadium, right, Bob? Yeah, up to $75 to $80 million of city funds that would compensate to build the stadium. Yeah. But evidently, if they do build a stadium in 2025, that would be very huge, because San Antonio would have it near the Alamo Dome or even closer to downtown. Well, that would be stupid if the Missions was to give up their current stadium right now and move off to getting up a stadium in downtown San Antonio somewhere. And that's going to be line drive up to center, and they'll get past the pitcher and shortstop, as that's a 2-out single.
Now the center fielder, Tim Lopes.
Well, the center fielder is Tim Lopes, but before we get going, Zach Lytle will be the second reliever here tonight, as ERA of 5.08. as he gets things started with a 39-13 strikeout advantage. And he's got a finesse of fastball for pitches. High fly in the air, and that's a sidewalk souvenir, as that will go out of play for a code strike one. Now, I will say, if San Antonio does go with the new projects of knocking down buildings and building a new stadium for the Missions, that would probably be a pretty good thing, but evidently it will be contested by the city of San Antonio. And we'll go to the 7th inning stretch, as it's a 3-2 ball game here in Frisco, Texas, in the north.
Leading off for Frisco,
Sandro Fabian is 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop out, as we're through the top half of this 7th inning, going on to the inning number bottom of the 7th. And yes, I will say that it has been a long day so far. But evidently we have been staying here in the hotel and having a pretty good time here in Frisco. 3 more games until we return home to take on Corpus Christi. San Antonio will play the Hooks there at our beautiful ballpark in San Antonio. It's pretty good thus far. Frisco will head to Wichita for the first time. Take on the Wichita Wind Surge. And that one right there and in for a code strike. It's 0-1 to the number 7 batter, Thomas Ajacey. And that one is high fly in the air and out of play. So far, 64 total pitches by Efrain Contreras as he comes in. And that one right there as he drops it. And Sajasi will get in on the fielder's choice. Pretty good line drive base hit right there. And it's pretty good that he got that one in. Eight-hole cleanup hitter, Caber Rodriguez coming in. And the pitch right there. Line drive to Mendoza, to Merrill for one, to Fernandez, and they get them both on a double play. Boy, and they're celebrating over that double play. It's just awesome. And gotta say, sorry for being on San Antonio's side, but that's where me and Bob and Mr. Jeff Andrews are from. Well, the shortstop, Evan Mendoza, is coming in as we start up the top half of the 8th inning for San Antonio. Fernery Arizona is in as a right-hander warming up. Lucas Jacobson warming up as well for Frisco. And that's a line drive past the pitcher's leg up the center field for a base knock. Well, that's a pretty good line drive base hit. If you will recall that one being pretty good, it's really good. So tell me something, Bob. What other place would you like to be in the AA Texas League? Well, so far, I would love to go up to Arkansas and have those games called and, for us to take another road trip. Well, probably next year, Bob, we might consider going up there. Or even if we have a choice of going up to Arkansas. And that way we could go up there and visit the Arkansas Travelers. And that one's going to be high fly in the air. And left fielder give a chase, and he can't make the play as that will land foul. Well, I know it is the top half of the 8th inning, and so far we need to go ahead and get our things going in the scoreboards. And we're going to check on some scores. Well, the Corpus Christi Hooks will win against Midland by a run. Final score, Corpus Christi Hooks 2, Rockhounds 1. So they will win their 42nd. Midland will get their 45th of the year. So it is a tie. 42 and 45 for both Midland and Corpus Christi. And if Corpus Christi gets up to the 3rd place position, boy, that would be pretty good. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first, 1 away. Top of the 8th. Frisco 3-2 in this ball game. Right there and now for a count now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hot corner, 3rd baseman Lucas Dunn awaits on the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1. And that's going to be line drive to second for 1. Relay, they get them both. And a 5-4-3 double play as that will end the inning. And a chance of getting more on base for San Antonio, as it's now to the bottom of the 8th. The RoughRiders are up by 1. It's 3-2. The catcher is Matt Watley. 2 strikeouts of this entire ball game. And so far, pretty good. Well, it's still the middle half of 6th for the Wichita Wind Surge and the Amarillo Sod Poodles there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. The Wind Surge leads the Sod Poodles by that 1-run score, and so far it's going pretty good there for Wichita. Right there, a swing and a miss, and that's the count now, 0-2. Well, Tulsa, top of the 6th inning, they will lead the Northwest Arkansas Naturals by the score of 6-2, as they are second half of the ball game, and that's a swing and a miss, and Watley goes down on strikes for the first out.
Now batting, shortstop, Luis Acuna.
Well, Luis Angel Acuna coming in for Frisco. 1 away, nobody on, bottom of the 8th. As that one taken well and inside for a code strike, it's 0-1. Arkansas leads Springfield, bottom of the 5th. It's 6-3. As they are pretty much trying to get close to getting a tiebreaker. And that's going to be high fly in the air. And boy, center fielder Tim Lopes getting up to left center, as that ball was almost triple digit at 99 exactly. Julio Pablo Martinez, 2 for 3, triple single RBI. And boy, what a night for the RoughRiders as they get things going. Right there and in for a code strike, it's 0-1. It's a pretty good night for a lot of fans, and so far, I gotta say, it is pretty good to get things going. No balls, 2 strikes. Contreras, pitch number 74 is high fly in the air. Fabian in pursuit makes the grab, and that ends the inning. So no runs on a hit. Or correction, no hits. That's the 3rd time I did that. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We now head for the top of the 9th, and it is a 3-2 score. Frisco up in front. Boy, 3rd baseman Lucas Dunn 1-for-4 single RBI. And Fernie Ozuna is coming in third in relief for the Frisco RoughRiders, as he will come in to shut the door on a 1-run lead against the Missions. So the tying run, that is third baseman Dunn. And that one is outside for the count now. 2 balls and no strikes. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Farmers Insurance. And right there, that's ball 3 in the count now, 3-0. And that right there is ball 4. And they give him a free pass on 4 pitches. Well, the designated hitter is Grant Little, 1-for-4 single on a run. Tying run at first, the go-ahead at the plate. That is the DH, Grant Little. And that got him. And they won't make a play, as that will hit him in the leg. And chance now to see where that got him, and believe it got him in his funny bone. And he's saying, hey, don't take me out, coach. I got it from here. Good thing it didn't get him in the forehead, the face. He would have been knocked out silly. So that's first and second on a fielder's choice base hit. And that will take in for a code strike, 0-1 to the 7th batter of the night, Jackson Merrill. Always playing the second base area, either away or at home. He's got a pretty good spot of where he's always going to be. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tying run at second, the go-ahead at first. And a pretty good night for extra baseball if we could get it here. And that's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. One and 2. And that's going to be line drive to left, and that's going to get through for a base hit. And here comes a pair. 1 run scores, 2 runs coming in, and in to score, the Missions will take the lead. A 2-run double for San Antonio, and it's a 4-3 lead against the Frisco RoughRiders. Well, the 4th in command, Nick Snyder, in the 4th relief position, as he's ERA 18. And pretty good right there for the RoughRiders. The pitch. And that's going to be line drive foul. The count now 0-1. 2-for-4, 2 singles RBI to Fabian here tonight. I say a beautiful night here this evening, as we are pretty much in dark skies and stadium lights illuminate the field. It's always pretty good to come out and enjoy a Thursday night matinee with your Frisco RoughRiders taking on the San Antonio Missions. But evidently me, Bob, and our guy, Jeff Andrews, who is out there at first base. We are all from San Antonio. Next star, Lucas Jacobson, are warming up, a righty and a lefty coming in for the Frisco RoughRiders. And a pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's a too high jumpy fastball. And that's count now 0-2. 4-3 San Antonio, top of 9. 1 away, runner at second. And that one fouled in the way and still holding on at no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that's high flying, and that will go out of play. So the count now still remains at 0-2. Cantu coming in. And the sign. And that's going to be right there, line drive. And that's going to get through for a base hit. And not chancing it here. First and third now for the Missions. Center fielder Tim Lopes coming in. In the pitch. And that's going to be line drive. And boy, they can't get him. And that's going to be a run in to score on an RBI sacrifice. That is now 5-3 San Antonio in this ball game. Evan Mendoza, the last man up here for San Antonio, as he hits one to short. And they'll pick him off at first, and that will do. Boy, a mind-boggling couple of runs in the score as we go to the bottom of inning number 9 for Frisco. It's the Missions 5, RoughRiders 3. Left fielder is Trevor Halver as we go to the bottom of inning number 9. And that's taken in for a code strike in the count now 0-1. Missions are on the verge of their 52nd consecutive victory here in the 2023 season. Right there, swing and a miss, and that's the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's high fly in the air, and that will go out of play and foul, as that will hold on the count. 0-2. And that's going to be right there, out of play. Still holding on at no balls to 2 strikes. The pitch. And right there, strike 3. Halver goes down on strikes. So 2 more outs, and San Antonio could win the 3rd of this ball game in a 6-game series. So a pretty good night for San Antonio, right, Bob?
I will say they have a good chance
Of claiming the 3rd of this 6 games. And it's a pretty good half that San Antonio winning the first one on Tuesday night, the second one on a Wednesday, and now tonight a 3rd on a Thursday night. Right there and in to the first baseman, Blaine Krim, as he takes a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. And that's going to be high fly in the air. And Fabian running out of room. And that is gone out of here. And it's a solo home run by Blaine Krim, his 2nd of the evening. And they are trimming the deficit. It is 5-4 Missions. RoughRiders trail just a run against the San Antonio Missions. And boy, they are really starting to go after it now. Well, Efrain Contreras has went on for 82 pitches of tonight. And that's going to bring in the first reliever, Gabe Mosser. Mosser coming in. And he's about ready to start relieving the starter, which is Efrain Contreras, out of this ball game. So 6'4", 185 pounds, and age 26. We'll get the call for San Antonio here in this ball game. Well, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Kellen Strom, as he takes a cold strike down and in. And it's a count now, 0-1. Strikeout in the 6, 0 for 3 to the DH here tonight. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that's the count now, 0-2. Boy, pretty good here tonight on a Thursday night. And that's going to be high fly in the air, and that's the count now, 0-2. 0-2. And that's a line drive up the right center field. And that's going to be a one-out single. And now winning run for Frisco is coming in. And that's Sandro Fabian. And right there and in for a code strike. And that's the count, 0-1. Fly out in the 7th, 0 for 3. And he can become the winner of tonight, whacking 2 runs. The pitch. Inside for a code strike, and it's 0-2. And that's going to be right there. And they won't get it, as that will be a fielder's choice. And now the winning run at first base, as the Missions try to get out of this half inning to win just a run scored ball game. And that will be in for Thomas Ajayci, the number 7th batter. Is 1 for 3, single in the 7th. And the pitch. And that's going to be right there to Jackson Merrill to Mendoza, and right there, ball game. 52nd victory for San Antonio as they get a ground ball, and the 3rd of the 6 games belongs to the Missions. Boy, what a play right there. As that will belong to San Antonio, as the Frisco RoughRiders will get the 47th of the 6 games. Well, gotta say, we did pretty good here tonight, right, Bob?
I gotta say, it was fun, and it was a pretty good one, but close finish tonight as the Missions win in this ball game.
5 runs on 18 hits, no errors. They left 16 men on base. For the RoughRiders, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 19 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.
Well, as for all of us, we are going to go ahead and get off the air. And we'll see you all again next time on MLB The Show, your place for Texas League Baseball. Bob and I are saying goodnight here in AA Frisco. As a final score, San Antonio Missions 5, Frisco RoughRiders 4. So we'll see y'all tomorrow for Game 4 of the 6-game set between the two. So have a good night, everybody. Safe travel home.